Please welcome to the stage director, writer, producer, actor Michael Farrell, editor, composer, producer, actor Chris Prine, actress, producer Devin Sanchez, musician extraordinaire Jeff Lachlan, and our own Laura, actress Dana Brooke. So what we're going to try to do is ask questions and see if I can actually repeat the question and get an answer. But it's hard to tell with this group exactly what's going to happen. And so let's get that started. Remember, you can tweet your questions at hashtag SBFF. Do we have any questions from the audience? Yes, ma'am. So the question is how the title Laura Gets a Cat was chosen.
Did it spoil it for you? Can I say first, thank you for coming. This is by far the biggest audience we've had for this. Thank you for coming to see our film. And thank you, Stony Brook Film Festival. We've been treated so kindly and warmly the whole time we've been here, so this has been amazing. So thank you. The last line, I guess, came that she gets a cat, and then it just made sense, I guess. I guess I didn't overthink it too much. I mean, hopefully the idea is that her getting a cat isn't the most important thing that happens. But it's, symbolic of a few different things, I guess, and yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, what did you think?
Start, Michael.
I mean, no, you don't. Not of the whole movie, but.
Good answer. Good answer.
Did the title bother you? Did you ever forget that she was going to get a cat? Oh, well,
Well, next question. Yes, ma'am.
I really enjoyed the talking scene where they were talking for the whole day.
Thank you.
And I'm curious about how that was shot and what that was like. And I love how it captures sort of that when you kind of have that connection and you're simultaneously interested in what the other person is saying, but also interested in what you're saying. And you really kind of captured that isolated connection.
Thanks. Yeah, that's great to hear.
Let's repeat the question. So for those of you that didn't hear, the question was about the scene between Dana and Michael where they're just talking back and forth and it keeps changing location and how that was to shoot and all that. But I'll pitch it back to you.
Shooting-wise, I mean, I guess the only interesting thing would be close-ups on our face, and it took a lot of patience for the whole crew and everything. It took a lot of line memorization for myself and for Dana, and now we have Dana here, which we haven't before. So maybe you can talk about what that was like.
Well, not the shooting of it. Sure, I can talk about the acting. You know what? Honestly, just getting the words out, I think that was all I was trying to do. Maybe it was easy for you.
Yeah, I wrote it.
Because you wrote it. But I believe at one point I said the words, "This makes me feel like a bad actor," because it was a challenge. But yeah, I do not have a photographic memory. So honestly, I was just trying to get it as close to the text on the page because it was really so well written. It was fun.
I was curious, Dana, was it hard for them to get you in the water for that scene where you're just floating up and down
Who
like
wants to-
that?
I probably shouldn't talk about that day. Does anybody else want to?
Talk about it. It's okay. It's been a year.
It wasn't. It was worth it. We knew what we were in for. I probably was a baby, but yeah, it was cold. The thing was, it was really rough. You guys, I think, got enough so that it looks gorgeous, but mostly I was just trying to stay alive. It
Yeah,
was
we had to shoot it in slow motion because otherwise it was just Dana getting thrashed around.
constantly. Yeah, and then you and Paul were on the shore. Paul's the DP. You want to? That was a whole other adventure, right?
Yeah, well, Paul and I went as far as we could into the ocean. Paul was our cinematographer and tried to follow you, I guess. And
I think you guys were up to here, and it was
at least,
rough
yeah.
enough, right?
Well, we roughed it up. We had a really high budget, so we had people rough up the ocean because we wanted a certain look. So that took a crew of 100 people to try to make Wake. So it was a whole thing.
Worth every penny.
I guarantee you they did not have a high budget. Yes, ma'am. So the question is about you as a male writer writing such a role, this kind of role for a female character. What was the rationale behind that? And
Well, a couple different things, I guess. I didn't think about it too hard. I didn't think like how would a female go through these things or experience these things, but just how would anyone or how would this character that is kind of bubbling up in my mind. I wrote the part specifically for Dana. After she had come and done a staged reading of a different screenplay, and then I went down to the beach and visited my friend who owns that beach house that we shot in, and right after Dana had come and done a reading, so the wheels were turning of like, I asked my friend, have you ever let anyone come shoot at your beach house for free, a film? And then I thought, well, I kind of had Dana's voice in my head, and what would cause like someone like that Dana could be playing to come down to the beach from New York or something like that, and a story started to formulate. So I don't think I thought about it too hard. I don't think it's that much of a stretch. I think it's important that females and underrepresented people in film and TV in general just have a three-dimensional representation, just a character that's not just like flat or a device for straight white males. And since I am a straight white male, that does take some forward thinking, I guess, but it's not. I don't think I overthought it too much. Carolina Beach near Wilmington, North Carolina. I grew up there.
the other aspect of her question, which I found interesting, was the fact that the character of Laura was not always that likable, and yet you made her likable. I was wondering if either one of you can address the challenge of doing that.
Dana Brooke.
I think it depends on who you ask whether or not I made her likable. I don't know. I try not to think about that stuff. You know, you're given a script and you work with the circumstances, and you know, plenty of people are messed up, and you play what you're given. So likable, not likable, it sort of goes out the window at the beginning. There's a thing that lots of actors say, and I believe it's true. You can't judge you can't judge who your character, because then you can't be honest about it.
I think from a writing standpoint too, the goal is relatability, because likability can be boring. So you know, there have been times in my life where probably if I put myself in a certain window, I wouldn't be too likable, but I'm relatable because I'm me. So relatability is important, you know. Is that too deep for you?
Sorry, you have a question over there?
Did you hear that?
I
can repeat it.
Yeah, you repeat it.
Well, the question was about was there some kind of statement that I was making on today's culture of maybe relationships and dating, or just kind of how we relate to each other in general? Because it was a movie that very much set today and had today's problems and issues. Yeah? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I live in today's world, so I guess it's less of a statement, I guess, and more of these are themes that are running through my head, or these are things I'm thinking about, and they just come out. So there's less of any kind of like statement, and more just like here's a reflection. Here's what we're all dealing with, which is the goal of storytelling, I guess. Like here's something, we're not alone in this, all this crap we're dealing with.
So, Michael, I know it was a relatively small budget, and I know many people did different things. Can you kind of just indicate what everybody up here did? We know Dana only acted and just read the line. She said that, but...
Yeah, Dana acted, but, we're New York theater actors, so we get into it, she came and did readings and stuff, and then we went out for drinks and talked about the script, and then we talked about ideas and talked about the character, so it's less of, she showed up and had her trailer and her makeup person, and we,
Right. But everybody else on stage.
Jeff Lachlan, say hello.
Hello.
Thanks, that's Jeff Lachlan. He was the voice that you heard going through a lot of the movie, the music that you heard that was the kind of lead male vocalist. That's Jeff.
Yeah.
He contributed. Devin?
I acted, I played the part Alice, and I also produced. And I guess we all have a hand in ADing, and we had a small crew, so we all have a part in everything.
Hi, I'm Chris Prine, editor, producer, actor, music supervisor, composer. Yeah, that's it. The three of us are a production team. We did this, and we did a previous film called 20 Million People, available on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon. Go home and rent it.
Yeah, and if you like this, go ahead and like us on Facebook. Getting the word out when films are at film festival helps the film in distribution or self-distribution or the next step, the next page in our chapter. And also, if you want to review our film on IMDb, you can do that. And if you want to watch 20 Million People, check it out.
I recommend it.
Obviously, they are producers, as am I, and writer, director, actor.
And just because I enjoy this, Devin, tell them what your day job is.
Wow, you really do put us on the spot, don't you? I am a stunt performer for TV and film. For my survival job, trying to be an actor and producer. Thank you.
Is it dangerous?
Yeah, I don't know if Michael doesn't. We're actually a couple in real life, and we're fine. These are just battle bruises from set the other day, so just
no
put
one
that
was
out
questioning
there.
that.
Just wanted to make you feel uncomfortable.
Until now, yeah.
Until now.
Thank you so much, Michael, Chris,
Thank you.
Devin, Dana, Jeff.